We're waiting for people to get on. Want to say hi? Like, say hi. Hey, Brian. How do I turn these comments sideways? Let me see. How do I turn this sideways? Ugh. I didn't have this last time. Good afternoon, bud. Trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my thing. I don't know what's going on with my thing. No, I don't want that. Yes, I understand orientation is locked. Share cancel, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing any of that junk. Nope, stop that. Well, I don't know what's going on with my phone. Acting dumb. Hopefully y'all can, I don't know if y'all can see me or not, hear me. I was trying to get the comments. Yeah. Why is this thing still telling me that? Stop telling me that. Yeah. What is wrong with this thing? Do I need to stop this thing and start it over again? I sure don't want to. This dumb thing is telling me orientation. I got a big old message on the screen saying orientation is locked. No, I don't want. Do I have to do it this way? Do I have to do it straight up and down? I don't like doing it straight up and down. This is super annoying. I guess I'm gonna have to do it like this, guys. Really annoying that it has to be that way. Well, that's how I gotta have it. So be it. All right. So a couple comments on there. I guess we'll wait for more people, or y'all can start asking questions. Driving right now. You got this. Thank you, Doug. Be safe driving, man. Yeah, we got Mateo down there. Say hi, Mateo. Say hi, bud. What are you looking here for? What are you looking at? Huh? Come on, say hi. Say hi to everybody. Go on. Practice your waving. Come on, say bye-bye. Practice. All right, guys. We'll see how many people get on here. See how it goes. See if anyone has any questions while we're waiting. I'm gonna smoke a cigar if I can. When you heading to the Nueces? Hey, Doug, we were just out there. Me and my buddy David, we went, I think, on Tuesday. Not to the Nueces, though. We went to 99 Bridge, so the Frio River is where we ended up going. Night fishing. I would, if you can get some big old gizzard shad, you can try gizzard shad, or you can do you can try chicken breast also, or if you can get any kind of live bait, any kind of cut bait. But Doug, we actually did pretty decent at the Frio. I mean, considering it was it still is pretty early. I think we got. I mean, we were only keeping the real big ones, but I think we still hooked up to about 25 that would have been keepers. No, if you're using cut bait, it's going to be dead. You're going to be cutting those guys in half, in pieces, so they'll be dead. So we're going to run this chat, guys, for as long as it takes me to finish my beer. Thank you, Oscar and Fin Addicts, for the Arctic koozie or cooler mug, whatever you want to call it. But I want to pour my beer, and I actually have a kegerator in my garage, and I've got 2 pony kegs in there, and one of them ran out last week, and I just poured this one for my other keg, and it ran out, so I'm done. I got to refill them now. Talk about the coves and calaveras. There's all kind of coves and calaveras, and I don't know which one's which. All right, Brian. So the coves, the main ones, I guess that people fish at. So you got to follow me here because I don't really have a map. So from when you first launch, okay, and tell me if you're understanding where I'm talking about. So when you first launch, if you just hug the dam, so if you hug the rock wall and you hug the dam, you come across that one telephone pole that's just sticking out of the water, right? So the first cove after that telephone pole, or the first one, yeah, basically the first one after you pass that cove is Corvina Cove. That's the one. If you've been back there, if you've seen there's a boat that's sunk back there in the corner, that's been there for almost 2 years now. If you see that boat back there in the corner, that's Corvina Cove. The very next cove after that is 181 Cove. You'll know if you're in 181 Cove if you go into that cove and you go all the way into the cove, all the way to the very back. You're going to end up looking to your right, and you're going to see, literally, it's a big pipe. I mean, it's a big concrete pipe. It's probably about a 10-foot diameter. That's where they bring in the water from the San Antonio River. So that's 181 Cove, so you'll know when you're there. The next cove after that, I believe, is called Granny's Cove. I never fished that. And then the one big cove, if you go towards like the bridge, when you go to the bridge, as you're going down the lake, it splits into a Y. You go to the left and it's a bridge, and if you go to the right, it's another big cove. It's a dead end, and you're gonna see a bunch of train cars, and that's Train Car Cove. So those are some of the major coves that they have back over there. So let me know if you understood that, Brian. Ramp at Calavera is getting pretty slippery late, so yeah, which ramp though, Doug? I don't use the ramp when you go in. You have that ramp that's straight ahead. That's the one that I always use. I've never had an issue, and my tires get wet all the time. Sometimes I'll have all 4 tires, and I've never slipped. Now the other ramp, when you take a right, that one I've used maybe 2 times, 3 times, and all 2-3 times. I mean, if my tires touch the water, I start slipping. So I don't even use that ramp. If you're going to use, the second ramp, if you're going to use that ramp, your tires cannot touch the water. Or if it does, you better have 4x4, and you better have it on, because if you don't, you're going to start skidding backwards. That other ramp is a joke. I don't like using it. I know typically on a lot of the fishing tournaments out there, they tell you that you got to use that ramp because they need to inspect your boat. I don't use it. I have them inspect my boat, and then I go launch from the other one. And I have absolutely no problem if they want to recheck my boat after coming from that other ramp. But I will not use that second ramp because it's ridiculous. I've seen way too many trucks going to that water. See if I missed anything else. Yeah, that second ramp sucks. Yeah, it's real. If you're gonna go, just either you can use live bait also. If you've ever used live bait, shad for the most part dies by the time you even put it into your bucket. They don't stay alive very long. So shad, I mean, yeah, you're pretty much just best using it as cut bait. And if you want to use live bait, then if you can get some tilapia, maybe 3-4 inches, you can get some perch. You get some Rio Grande perch. All of those might work. They stay alive for an extremely long time. Well, for sure the tilapia and the Rio Grande perch stay alive for it's ridiculous how many hours they'll stay alive in the water on a hook. It doesn't seem to phase them whatsoever. But if you want to use live bait, you can use those. Everything else pretty much is just going to be dead bait. Why are my lights on out here? I don't know why my lights are on the patio. Yeah, but it looks like the Frio is finally starting to get worked up. Chicken liver, that works too. It's real good trick if you want to fish for catfish. This is not my trick. There's a buddy of mine named Tommy. He fishes. He fishes the lakes, and he fishes for blue cats. And that guy, that guy kills it on blue cats fishing overnight. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's got he's got a pretty long video. I think it's like an hour long, where he's talking about when he fishes at the lake and what conditions he's looking for. But basically, in a nutshell, he goes out there when the winds are really high, and he fishes on the bank where the wind is basically in his face. And what that's doing is it's creating a lot of current, and that current is bringing the bait fish to him. And then he throws his lines out, obviously with a semi-decent heavy weight to get his lines out. But he throws his lines out, and so now his bait is mixed in with all of the bait, all the live bait that's being pushed in, and then that brings in the big cats. But man, Tommy, I mean, he's not out there every day, but it seems like the days that he goes, I mean, good God, I mean, he's like loading up. Yeah, banking for cats. Yeah, that's Tommy's channel. Yeah, you gotta go look it up. But he absolutely slays them overnight out there. Yeah, thank you, Brian. That's the channel. What up, Drew? What else we got, guys? I'll probably be out here again, either as long as it takes me to smoke the cigar, if we keep having questions coming, or as long as it takes me to finish my beer, because again, I ran out because my kegerator is out. And I got to go buy some more, but unfortunately, I get my kegs at Total Wine, and they are closed on Sundays, so I got to wait till Monday. No fishing today? Nope, no fishing today. I got dad duties. I got to watch this little guy over here. Where is he at? Mateo, say hi. Mateo. Papa. Say hi. Yeah, no fishing for me today. I gotta watch that little guy down there. And also, you can fish overnight at Fairfield. Fairfield? Do you mean Calaveras? I think probably your autocorrect got you on that. You can fish overnight, and yes, you can fish overnight in a boat. The only problem now is because of COVID. The only way they let you stay overnight is you have to have their annual pass. So if you have their annual pass, they will let you get an overnight pass. OCD low captions. I get that one. But yeah, so they'll let you stay overnight, guys. But you have to have the annual pass to be able to get the overnight pass. And yes, you can fish on a boat. I've fished many times on a boat overnight at Calaveras. I actually have a video from me and Alexis last summer on a full moon. We specifically made sure we went out on a full moon and we went fishing for reds, and we went fishing for them in Corvina Cove, and we slaughtered them, and we just went to sleep. We were in bed by like probably 1 in the morning. We got our limit before midnight hit, and I think we got a couple more after midnight, but then we were like, the ice chest was pretty much full, and we're like, we're done. We just went to sleep. But yeah, you can definitely fish overnight. Best bait for Joseph. What's up? Hey, Joseph, I was wearing your shirt the other day. I forgot it was glow in the dark. It's pretty cool, man. I liked it. Every time I walked into a store from outside, I mean, it kind of had that nice glow going on. So it was kind of cool. Thank you for the shirt, Joseph. What's the best bait to use? Let me see. I actually was getting some of my baits ready, guys. Let me show them to you real quick. All right, guys. So let us see here. Yeah, Israel, you got to be in the same car. So let's see, Joseph, what we got here. So white bass. I mean, I guess there's really 3 ways you can fish for those suckers out of the river. If you want to buy live bait, you can buy live bait. Typically, most everybody uses minnows. At Calaveras, they do at that bait store or the gas station across the street from Calaveras. They do sell minnows. And there's a bait station also by Choke Canyon that also sells minnows. So you can fish for them with minnows, and that seems to work. Thing I tried last year, because it's, pretty hard for me to go to those places. I don't live there. I live off 1604 in Culebra. But last year, I told my buddy David, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try goldfish. So I went to PetSmart, and I got the little tiny goldfish, like the small size that they have. And they're super cheap. And I bought those, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go try those out. And, those worked. They worked extremely well. So they work just as good as minnows. So that works. So you can fish for white bass with your minnows or goldfish. If you want to jig for them, I'll kind of show you what we use. You can use little, I forget what the hell these called, jerky jigs, jerky jig rigs. I don't know. I call them knife jigs, but they're pretty much like this, guys. They're ½ ounce. They got different colors. This is one example. I've got like 6 different colors in here, but this is one example of one of the ones that I use. So this guy's just about ½ ounce, and I would highly recommend going with the ½ ounce, and you can jig for them. I made the mistake last year at the beginning of the season. I was using these, and they're a little bit bigger, and this is, I think, 1 ounce. So, I mean, it's not much of a difference, but it is a fairly decent difference in size. And I'll kind of show you. So just that little size difference was a big difference in the fish hitting. And it may not look like it, but they were not hitting these. And I had to go to the store and I had to buy the small ones, and that worked. So yeah, so these little ½ ounce, you can probably use these other guys. They sell little bombers. You can probably use bombers. That'll probably work also, but I like those other lures. Now the third way for the white bass that I have found, which has been successful for me, and you'll see a lot of guys, you'll see more guys trolling for them than you will see them jigging. Trolling seems to be a little bit easier, because trolling, you're just going up and down the river, you're covering a lot of water. Jigging, you really have to find them and get on top of them, and then when they move, you got to move with them. So I think that's probably why a lot of people don't like doing that. But if you want to troll, this is what I used to use before I switched to jigging. So I used this probably about 2 years ago, and I still have these lures in here, and they're just staying in this tackle box because I'm not using them anymore. But there's these little white bombers, guys. So these are the bombers. If you go to the store, they sell them at, I think, Academy. So it's I don't know if you can see, it says on there, if it can focus. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. It probably won't focus. But right there on the side, it says Model A as an apple. All right. And this is actually a 4A, so number 4A. All right. These work really, really good also. So there's a 4A, and I also use a 6A. The difference in the numbers is just how deep they dive. Okay. But be very prepared to lose a bunch of lures while you're trolling. And I think who just asked that right now. Is there a lot of tree stumps? Yes, there is. The nueces for sure, but I haven't fished the nueces in 2 years. Sticking to the Frio River. But guys, there's tree stumps, I mean, galore. And like I said, we just went earlier in the week, me and my buddy David. So you can still launch from 99 Bridge, but the water's probably about maybe 1.5 feet lower than it was last year. So you can definitely still launch. We didn't have an issue. He's got a 26-foot boat. We didn't have a problem with it. But we definitely saw a lot of stumps that we did not see last year. They're probably some of the ones I hit last year because I hit about 5 of them. Now I can see where they're at. But there's definitely a lot of stumps. So if you're going to choose a trolling option with the crankbaits, again, you can cover a lot of water, which is fine. It's great. It does work. I usually troll with only about 4 rods. So I have 2 rods directly like parallel on the back of the boat, and they have the other 2 rods kind of sticking out. But again, you're going to lose a lot of lures, guys. You're going to get hung up on trees and branches and who knows what else, and they're going to break off. I mean, it's inevitable. So if you want to troll, that's fine. Take a bunch of extra lures with you because you're going to go through all of them. How much do you normally hit with trolling? You can still get limits trolling, Joseph. I've got limits of trolling. But again, you know. Hey guys, Chris is on here. What's up, Chris? All right, guys, if you don't know Chris, Chris is from Muddy River Catfishing, guys. I actually just talked to him on the phone a couple of days ago. Chris, I'm assuming your lake is still closed due to your all's restrictions. What's the best bait for catfish? You know what, Chris, you're the catfish guy. And you're asking me. I think Chris is trolling me. So, guys, if you never checked out Muddy River Catfishing, still closed? Yeah, I kind of figured. If you never checked out Muddy River Catfishing, guys, he just did a comment on here. It says, Chris Flores, he's out in New Mexico. He fishes Elephant Butte Lake. The guy is like a catfish magnet, man. He catches a bunch of them. I think his last video he posted, his guys landed, and I'm probably wrong here, Chris, was it 36 pounds? I think it was a 36-pound striper. And that thing was massive. And they caught it while they were trolling for, they were drifting. I think they were drifting for a catfish. And they got a 36-pound striper. I would have loved to have, like, seen that thing in person. But yeah, guys, check out Chris's channel if you haven't. I know a lot of you probably do know who he is, because when my channel started blowing up, a lot of people asked me if I knew him. So hopefully a lot of people do know him. 37 pounds. I was off by 1 pound. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, there's Chris. So see Chris, everybody knows you, Chris. Plug in your channel. All right, so let me see who else. Yeah, but Chris, guys, Chris uses a lot of he uses a lot of cut bait. I think a lot of shad. Down here, I use a lot of chicken breast. I know when Chris came fishing with me, I think it was about 2 summers ago, Chris, if memory serves correct. We went fishing for redfish, in which we limited our redfish. It was a really good day. And then we did a little drifting for cats. I think we only drifted for about maybe one drift for about 30-40 minutes using chicken breast. And, and it worked. We did get a couple. And I think Chris was kind of surprised that it worked. But it does work, guys. But yeah, Chris definitely uses the shad baits. And I stick to just the chicken breast. I mean, if I can get some cut bait, I'll try that. I mostly stick to carp, but it works as well. Now, Doug, I don't change the treble hooks for the white bass. I leave them on there just so I can make sure we get a pretty good hook set. I actually use, I guess you can kind of call it like it's kind of like a spec rig. I think I have that video too. Doug, what I end up doing is that knife jig or that jerk jig or whatever that slab that I have that guy on the bottom. And then if you think about it, I go up probably about 2 feet and you can do like a dropper loop. And then I just put a crappie jig. So the crappie jig only has it's only got the one hook. But we leave the knife jig on the bottom, got the trebles, and then I would go up like 2 feet and I start putting a crappie jig, and we were getting doubles. And, we drop it into the schools and we were pulling up 2 at a time. So it's really crazy. But no, I do leave the treble hooks on those spoons. I don't switch them out. Yeah, that was a great day, Chris. Man, got a lot of fish that day. You need to come back. We need to get you more redfish. I'm pretty sure you ate all of it already. What is the biggest redfish I've got? Me and my daughter are tied. Oh God, Chris. All right, guys. I gotta tell you a story about the cow or the goat. I don't know what we thought it was, but real quick for Drew, biggest redfish. I've got a 37-inch, and I think Alexis actually has a 35-inch. But that's the biggest red I've gotten out of the lake, and it's been a while. I mean, it's been probably 5-6 years since I caught that 37. Since then, I've got a lot of like 33s, 34s, but I haven't been able to top 37 yet. So that's the biggest one. And the biggest catfish out of Calaveras Lake, not counting jugs, so biggest catfish on rod and reel has been, I want to say it's been 26 pounds that I've gotten out of that lake. On jugs, yeah, I mean jugs, depending where you put them at, there's been a lot of times we get in the 25 plus range. But definitely rod and reel is a lot more fun. So rod and reel, that's the biggest cat that I've gotten out of there. Bank fishing, yeah, it's still good. Bank fishing, you can bank fish the lakes, all year long, guys. I mean, it's the fish are there. It's just whether or not they're hungry or not. Hopefully soon, Joseph. All right, guys, I gotta tell this story about the cow that Chris is talking about. If you guys have been fishing with me on my boat, I've probably have told the story to you. So here's the story. So Chris, it's me and Alexis, and it's Chris and his daughter Issa. So we all decided to go fishing. Chris came down. He was doing immediate green of the lake, and we go fishing. So we're fishing in 181 Cove. And we get set up, we start fishing. And then I believe it was Issa first was like, hey, do you hear that noise? And I heard it and I was like, yes, it's a cow that's, out in the trees. There's cows all over the place at the back of the lake. And she was like, no, I think it's saying help. And we all start listening, like Chris, me, Alexis, and we're like, we're not really hearing it. We hear a noise and I think it's a cow. All right. Yeah, you got to hear this story, Doug. It's pretty hilarious. So we still say it's a cow. And so we continue to keep fishing, no big deal. And then my daughter, she starts saying, she goes, hey, I think I'm hearing somebody say help. So now me and Chris are listening real close, and we're still like, no, it's a cow. It's an animal. We're not hearing anything. So we disregard it, whatever. We're not paying attention to it. Keep fishing. And I think finally Chris is like, hey, I think I hear it too, saying help. And I'm listening. I'm like, man, I don't hear it, but it's a real weird noise and not really paying attention. So we continue to fish. So as we're fishing, one of my buddies, Jeff Boynan, he's another guide at the lake. He comes up pretty close to us. But when he pulls up, I actually see him beach his boat onto the bank. And again, we're back in 181 Cove, so this is the back. So he beaches his boat, and I tell Chris, I said, well, that's kind of odd, Typically he doesn't do that, but I was like, well, maybe he's gonna just, beach his boat. Maybe he didn't have an anchor, and maybe he's just gonna, fish from there. Didn't pay attention to it. We weren't really looking at him or anything because we were catching a bunch of fish. So we were so busy with what we were doing. And then time passes and Jeff leaves. So we're like, okay, he's gonna go try another spot. He's gone. And then like maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes later, Jeff comes back pretty close to us, and he pulls up real close to talk to us. And Jeff's like, man, did you see that crazy lady in the woods? And all of us are like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, I pulled up and there was this crazy lady, yelling for help, and she was asking for help. And I got off and I went to go find her, and she was in the woods, and her knee was all busted up. And she was, she looked like she was, on drugs or something, but she was a mess. And so he was like, so I had to pick her up and I had to take her back to shore they had to call 911 to come get this lady. And so all of us are like, holy crap. So there was a lady yelling for help, which we all thought was a cow. And thankfully she was okay. So yes, it sounds bad, but she was fine. So I got kind of worried. I was like, well, damn, we didn't do anything to help her. And so I asked Jeff, I said, is she okay? And he was like, well, at first I was worried, but then I asked, hey, water. And she was like, no, but if you have some beer and cigarettes, I'll take that instead. So at that point, Jeff was also like, okay, the lady's just out of her mind. So they called EMS, they got him out there, they picked her up, and they took her, I'm assuming, to the hospital or whatever. But that is the cow story that I have told to a million times probably to anybody that ends up getting on my boat and we see a cow. So we go to the back, we see a cow, I'm always like, man, I gotta tell you the story about this cow. So yeah, so we didn't believe, I was the last one. I still didn't believe it until Jeff came and told me he picked up some lady back there. But thankfully she was okay. I hope somebody got her some beer and cigarettes. $36, that's a good one. Cow say help, yeah. Have you all ever heard the vultures bark? That's another funny thing. Anytime I have clients at the cleaning table, I always tell them, I say, hey, listen to the vultures. You're gonna hear them, well, they don't bark, but they go woof, and you'll hear them. It's freaking hilarious. Israel, hang out by the cleaning stations where all those vultures are at. Just listen. You're gonna hear it. Once you hear it the first time, you'll never stop hearing it. But they go woof, woof. They keep doing it over and over again. I know the first time I heard it, I was cleaning some fish and I heard it. And I turned to my clients and I was like, "Did that bird just bark at me?" And then sure enough, he does it all the time now. Yeah, Browning's crazy, man. You gotta worry about Browning because at the back of the lake, you know, they have that gun range. Well, so I just took a couple guys fishing the other day, and they're actually members of that gun range. And so I was telling them as a joke, I was like, "Hey, you guys got to tell your members to start shooting better because we hear a lot of stories of people, you know, bullets flying by at the back of the lake, and they swear it's not them. They said their walls are like 10 feet high. There's no way anybody's shooting over that. But they did say that there's obviously a lot of property by the lake, and they said there's a lot of people always back there just shooting. And I was like, man, I said I've fished back there before, and I go to the way back, and it only happened to me once. I was back there and I heard bullets flying by my boat, and I was like, never again am I gonna fish the backside of that lake. That lake's is very sketchy, guys. And if you've never seen it, there's actually a YouTube video of a kayaker. You can probably tie up a kayak Browning Lake gunshot, and it'll probably come up. And he was on the news, I think it was 2 years ago. But there's a kayaker at the back of the lake, and on his GoPro, you could hear the wheezing going by of the bullets, and it's crazy. I mean, that guy. I mean, I don't think he's ever paddled as fast as he did that day because he was hauling ass to get out of there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure too, Israel. They probably all say it was a gun range. I mean, I've never been to the gun range, but you know, when I was talking to my guys about it, I think Eric was the one telling me, and he was telling me, he goes, "Hey man, like, he goes, those walls are like 10 feet high. There's no way anybody's shooting over that. And even at that height, so at 10 feet, you figure if you're shooting above that, I mean, it's not landing at the lake. I mean, that bullet's going, you know, even further past than that. But yeah, it's got to be just some guys probably, you know, hunting in those woods and just, you know, being very irresponsible and just, you know, firing shots. I'm really surprised I haven't hit somebody, you know, to this day. All right, Joseph, take it easy, man. All right, guys, anybody got anything else you want to just ask real quick? If not, we can just call it a day. I mean, I've got time. I'm not going anywhere. Huh. All right, Chris, I'll catch you later, man. What jigs are those, Doug? I'm kind of interested in that. Bang fishing this time of year? Yes, I still bang fish. How's the fishing? I haven't been to Canyon Lake. Actually, I have a video. Well, I think I'm good right now, but I mean, unless I lose about 50 of them, I should be good. I got a bunch of them. Canyon Lake. You know, I haven't been to Canyon Lake, but I'm gonna be uploading a video for Medina Lake. I think it's uploading right now. I gotta go check my computer. I think I have one uploading from Medina Lake. So I went to Medina Lake. What's today? Sunday. On Friday, and spoiler alert, I got skunked out. Yeah. I mean, it happens, guys. Medina Lake is not a lake that I fish, but I happen to have my boat here in my house, and I'm literally like 15 minutes from Medina Lake. So I was like, well, you know, I'm right here. Let me take it out, go check it out. And I went specifically for catfish. I didn't take anything for like white bass or hybrids or anything like that. I probably should have just maybe taken a rod, because I did mark schools of fish that were suspended, which probably was white bass or hybrids, and I saw a lot of fish, you know, breaking top water. But I wanted to specifically target cats And yeah, I didn't have any luck with the cats. Well, I'm still gonna upload the video. I mean, that's fishing, guys. Y'all obviously fish. You know, there's good days, there's bad days. You know, you can't catch fish all the time. You know, it does happen eventually. Yeah, Doug, I'll let you know if I need some. Do I hunt? Drew, I haven't hunted. I mean, I'm 43. I haven't hunted since I was probably 16, 17. Um, you know, I grew up fishing, grew up hunting, but fishing was the one that definitely I ended up liking doing. How did we do on the river? So, Ram, we did pretty good considering the time of year it was. So we actually went out and I think we fished for about 6 hours, but we still caught probably about 25 white bass. And then we got some largemouths, and we actually got into a small little school of catfish. What do you think? So we actually did pretty well considering how early in the year it was. So yeah, I'd say we did pretty good. Yeah, that carp bait works great, man. Yeah, Doug, you know, man, I thought about taking jugs to Medina, but you know, I was really just trying to catch them on rod and reel there. Um, if you haven't been in that lake in a while, it's definitely a lot lower than it has been. Hey, what's going on, sir? Not a problem. Just getting him out there. I'm sorry that y'all. I know y'all tried Calavers a couple times after that, but didn't have much luck. But I know it seems like you guys have better luck at Brawning. You all are like me. When I go to Brawning for reds, I don't do very well. But yeah, very welcome. We had a blast when I took him out there. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Doug. Yes, I actually just came from HEB. Today. I want to go buy a fresh turkey. I didn't want to worry about throwing it out. Wow. So I got a turkey. I got my peanut oil. I have an electric fryer. Um, oh my lord, that's Mateo. I also have a propane fryer, but I don't want to have to be messing with it and adjusting the temperature. So I have an electric fryer, so I'm just going to use that. So yeah, we're going to fry a turkey this year. It'll be my first time. Hey Doug, if you're only 6 minutes from Medina, you are like super close to me. You're probably like 10 minutes away from me, actually. Excuse you. Excuse you. All right, Doug, sounds good. My son's being being funny. Are you being funny? Huh? He needs to get on the boat. Yeah, he wants to go fishing. Actually, we had him on the boat. Again, I had the boat here because I was doing some work on it, and so we actually had him on the boat, just kind of walking around and stuff. He seemed to enjoy it. So, but I think he still was a little too young to probably take out. Maybe I can convince the wife. Maybe we can go do some white bass fishing, and we can bring him along. I think that's a lot easier. We don't have to worry about, even if the wind picks up. You know, there's no white caps or anything, so we should be pretty good. Well, good luck, Israel. I mean, if anyone wants to go try for some whites at Canyon, I don't have any trips the next couple of days. I'm definitely up for if somebody wants to book a trip, we can go check it out. I haven't seen Jordan get on here. Jordan, you're probably at the lake fishing. I saw you guys out there yesterday, you and your dad Eddie. So we were at the lake yesterday, guys, and God, you know, it's rod and reel has been kind of tough. Like the past 2 weeks at the lakes. You know, there's a couple guides out there. So my buddy David, Jeff, Bones, you know, several of us, we've really been trying. You know, obviously we're targeting blue cats, and you know, it's been a struggle on rod and reel. You know, I'm not sure exactly what's going on out there. my buddy TJ, he's still doing pretty good. He's fishing for channel cats, and he's having some. I mean, a slow day for him. Like yesterday, I think he said he had a slow day. He had 12, and I was like, well, that's still a pretty good day for like a lot of other people. But yeah, he was targeting like channel cats, and he gets some blues in there also. But a couple of us were like specifically targeting blues, and yeah, it's been pretty tough. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's even crazy because there's an area where I drop jugs, and I drop jugs, and you'll see the jugs, bouncing up and down. We're getting fish, and we're fishing the same area with rod and reel, same baits, almost the same setup as a jug would be, with some, bait suspended off the bottom, and just I don't know. They don't want to take it. It's weird. You ready? Are you ready? I think Mateo's getting ready, guys. He might head on in and just get him real quick. Come on, buddy. You want to tell everybody bye? All right. You want to tell everybody bye? Say bye. Wait. Say bye. Wave. There you go. Wave. He has to practice his waving, guys, because he's going to have a drive-by birthday next month. Wave. Go on, wave. Oh, wave. Wave. Say bye. Say bye, everybody. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys, we're gonna go and head on out, and let me see. Yeah. So thank y'all for stopping by. I don't know. Maybe I would make. I'm trying to see if I can make this like a Sunday tradition. If I can keep getting enough questions coming on here, but it's definitely as fun. But yeah, until next time, we'll see y'all later. Say bye. Say bye. Ooh. All right, guys. See y'all later. And how do I stop? I gotta stop this. How do I stop this? Stop. There. I think there.